in the time it takes you to blink. Our sun generates more energy than humanity has consumed in its entire history. It is a furnace of unimaginable scale, a continuous nuclear fusion explosion blasting 3.8 times 10 to the 26th power watts of raw power into the void every single second. And yet, we are wasting it. Earth intercepts less than 1/1000th of this output. We are a civilization scavenging for crumbs. We fight wars over fossilized sunlight buried in the ground, oil and coal, while a nuclear inferno roars just next door, offering us infinite abundance. If we want to survive, if we want to ascend, we must stop thinking like a planet-bound species. We need to think like a star. In 1960, physicist Freeman Dyson proposed a thought experiment, a biosphere, enclosing a star to capture its total luminosity. Pop culture calls it a Dyson Sphere, but as an astrophysicist, I have to be blunt. Do not build this. A solid shell is physically impossible. The gravitational stresses would shatter any known material. Even carbon nanotubes would snap like dry twigs. Furthermore, a sphere has no net gravitational interaction with the star inside it. There is nothing to keep the sun in the center. The sphere would drift, eventually colliding with the star it was meant to harness. The sphere is a trap. We don't need a shell. We need a swarm. A Dyson swarm. This is the realistic approach. Billions of independent solar collectors, mirrors, and power stations orbiting in a dense, orderly formation. They don't fight gravity, they use it. Together, they shroud the star, intercepting its light. They convert that light into energy and beam it wherever we need it via concentrated lasers or microwave transmitters. But this leads to a logistical nightmare. To build enough mirrors to capture even 1% of the sun's energy, we need a surface area greater than the continents of Earth combined. We cannot launch that material from Earth. We simply don't have the mass, and the energy cost to escape our gravity would bankrupt us. To build the swarm, we must cannibalize a planet. We need Mercury. Mercury is the perfect candidate. It is a dead rock, but it is a treasure trove. It is rich in metals and oxygen, exactly what we need for solar mirrors and structural frames. It has no atmosphere to cause drag, and its gravity is weak, about 38% of Earth's, making space launches incredibly cheap. But most importantly, it is already bathed in intense solar power. Here's the plan. We send a small vanguard of automated systems to Mercury. These aren't just miners, they are self-replicating factories. Their job is simple: mine raw material, refine it, and build more miners. Exponential growth is our engine. We don't need to bring the workforce, we grow it. Once the local army of robots is large enough, they switch tasks. They stop replicating and start building the swarm satellites. We don't use rockets. Rockets are inefficient. We use mass drivers, giant electromagnetic railguns. Because Mercury has no atmosphere, we can shoot these folded satellites directly into solar orbit using pure electricity. Once in orbit, they unfurl. The first mirrors reflect sunlight back down to Mercury to power the railguns and the miners. This creates a positive feedback loop. The more of the swarm we build, the more energy we have to build the rest of the swarm. Within a few decades of starting this loop, we would disassemble Mercury entirely. In its place would be a cloud of mirrors granting us energy output measured not in kilowatts, but in yottawatts. This is the threshold of the Kardashev Scale. We transition from a Type 1 civilization, scavengers of a planet, to a Type 2 civilization, masters of a star. With a Dyson swarm, energy ceases to be a limited resource. We could terraform planets, travel to other stars, and endure for billions of years. We are currently children playing with sparks in the dark, afraid of the cold. But the bonfire is waiting. We just have to be brave enough to build it.